Hey guys, Cavatina here, and here we go! 2018, it's arrived, it's here. Time to reflect on the previous year. This video is unscripted, I'm just gonna be rambling about everything that happened, because 2017 was a really interesting year, particularly for the channel. It was really, there's just a lot that happened over the course of the year, and I'm gonna just kind of go over it and just reflect on what happened, and maybe at the end of the video I'll go ahead and explain the future of the channel this year, because I do have plans. There are things I want to try, but for right now we're just gonna start with the very beginning of it all. So January is where things really started to change a little bit. It got even more, more happened further in the year, but January was where I wanted to change the format around, because originally I had the shitty 3D thing. It didn't really work. It was kind of just, it looked clunky and not very smooth, and I just didn't like it anymore. And so January, I threw out all that old stuff and brought in new stuff. I got new vectors that Dibs made for me. She's one of my closest friends, my best friend in fact, and she willingly made those for me, and I started using those. I started using the 2D stuff, and it just got better quality-wise. Things improved. I figured out better editing stuff for the audio. I figured out formats that I was gonna start kind of sticking with. I changed things around a little bit visually just to enjoy it more, because before it was not really that great, and now I've changed things around, and it's good, it's working. So that was sort of the beginning of January, and then mid-January I sort of got the guidance I was looking for, because I was just starting out with the reviewing stuff. I didn't know what I was doing. I just grabbed all my shit and decided, gung-ho, let's do this. So I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to be doing, if you will, or like where I was supposed to be heading with it. I didn't really know. But by mid-January, I was privileged with somebody who knew what they were doing, still knows what they're doing to this day, and that really helped. I'm gonna keep his name anonymous, just because I don't want to. I don't really know if I'm allowed to say it yet, and I also don't want to be that kind of person that's like, "Hey guys, I'm talking to so and so," because that's not tacky. But so we're gonna keep it anonymous. But this person is somebody in the reviewing community, and he's really been giving me a lot of good advice, especially at the beginning of the year. For the first couple of months, I was asking him all the questions. I'm like, what do I do? Do I do this? Do I do that? What do you recommend for this and that? And it really helped me get on the path that I needed to be on, because having somebody who's been doing this longer than you have tell you what you're supposed to be doing, or not supposed to be doing, but telling you how the best recommendations for how to make a video really good and stuff. That's important to me, at least, to have that kind of professional guidance. And the channel, since I'm still new to this whole thing of reviewing, it came way later, because when I started the channel it was all voice acting stuff, and then I threw reviews in, and that's not as new, and so I need help. That I really need to just get on the path that I feel like I want to be on. And so when you have somebody who knows what they're doing guide you, it makes things easier. It gives you it increases your chances of doing well and becoming better as a reviewer and getting better, and just it works. It's a good thing to have, to just make things better for you. And I'm just so bad at talking. I ramble. I have no brain for this. I'm sorry. But, no, having him around has really made a difference on the channel's the way the channel has been set up and the things I now do and the way that it's done, it's really made a huge difference, and I can't thank him enough for giving me the help that I now have the privilege of having. It's really nice. So that's where I think, and especially after that, I think that's where things really started to take off for the channel a little bit. Fast forward to April, and this is where Quick Thoughts was born. My reviews were normally really long, like 10 to 15 minutes mostly, and they were kind of in that format, less of a, like, it seemed to me at least, they were less of like a review and more like a commentary, where I would just, you know, summarize the episode, play the clips, and make comments on them. And to me, that didn't feel the right way of going about it. I wanted it to be like actual, not that those aren't technically reviews, like I know several other Brony reviewers that do it in that format, and they work, but it didn't work for me. I didn't like doing it that way. And plus it took so long to make those videos, and I'm in school. I'm in high school, which is, you know, that's fun. That's not hard. Or anything, like, super time consuming. So, I couldn't make videos that were super long because it took up a lot of my time that I would spend, like, studying and get ready for, like, tests and stuff, and doing homework, and also music stuff, because I do that outside of the channel, and that's kind of where my future's going. So if I need time, is what I'm saying, and the reviews in that format took way longer than they should, so that's when I changed it. In April, I changed the format. I made the videos usually less than 8 minutes, and some of them have little beginning skits, some of them don't. It depends on if I have that spark of creativity to throw in there. And then I just do the review. I just talk about the episode. I don't recap anything. I dive right into the actual review part of it. And I liked that because it was quick, and it was what people came for. When it says review in the title, that's exactly what they came for, is a straightforward review with comedy in between if I can throw it in there. My comedy was particularly good when I first started doing Quick Thoughts, and then it kind of took a dive, which I'm hoping to change this year. I want to add more comedic stuff in there just to make it interesting, so it's not just me rambling for 5 minutes about the episode, because that can be boring, in my opinion. So, but I did change it. I did try to make it shorter, and it worked. I like the format. I'm gonna keep it. And, you know, like, I'm excited for the future ones. I'm excited for season 8. That'll be fun. But just being able to change change things around a bit and actually have a format that I can work with my schedule, like in real life, it really is nice. It's nice to have that freedom now that I didn't have before. So, you know, that's where things changed in the format style of stuff. Because I had tried that several times in the past, but it didn't really work. And so I tried this one, and I liked it, I stuck with it, and I'm gonna keep it. Because it's nice, rapid fire thing, just boom, there's your review. 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, boom, you got it. On up to the next video. So, that's where that kind of came into play. Fast forward again to the summer, and this is where I really think where I feel at least I really got on track with everything, because throughout, since the channel was made, I had the worst time being consistent. I had a terrible time actually uploading every week on the same day every day, you know, like every Sunday is what I mean by that, because that's what I chose to do. And I tried so many schedules before, every single one failed. I was not diligent enough to do it. And then finally, when summer hit, I figured out how I was gonna get on track, and it worked. I did get on track. I started uploading consistently. It was every Sunday. That's when I put things up. And I felt better about it. I felt better about the channel from that point forward because, I was being consistent. I figured, I had that motivation once I actually figured out, hey, I can do this. It was successful. I just went with it. and I figured out what content would go on what Sundays, and for the most part, that's where I feel like the consistency really started to sink in. I figured out exactly what I was gonna do, when I was gonna do it, and I had pushed myself to actually do it, like to be able to actually get stuff out. Especially towards when school started again, my senior year started in like August, and I knew at that point I was gonna have to really be diligent about my schedule and be able to actually put stuff up instead of slacking off or missing deadlines or things like, you know, making empty promises, which I had a horrible time with when the channel was first coming out with stuff, especially the reviews. And then we fast forward one more time to the fall, and this is when I started doing more original stuff. I started really making more original concepts for the channel, starting with October, which was when Darktober happened. I decided that for the Halloween side of things, I was going to do Darktober, which was just, you know, a comic dub, or fanfic reading, and then a review, and I actually put them up on the dates they were supposed to. I didn't miss a single deadline. I didn't have to move anything. I was right on time with everything, and that was great. It worked. And Month of Macabre happened as well, and that was the first time I ever actually participated in it, because the fanfic reading I did, I also submitted as a Month of Macabre submission, and I got in. I got on the playlist, so that was something. I had thought about doing that in previous years, but I decided that this year would be the best time because of how much I was enhancing my voice acting skills and the skills of editing for things like that. I figured that this time around, I actually knew what I was doing. So that's when I threw that in there, and it worked. I got in. Darktober worked out. Things went up the days they were should. People enjoyed it. And that was kind of the first real schedule holiday special base thing that I had done, which is nice. And then November came in. November was interesting because that's when the MOP movie came out. And I was excited about that. I really wanted to review that, and I figured that the best way to go about it was to not do a quick thoughts, but rather, because I figured there was too much material to actually cover based on the movie in a quick thoughts video, so I decided that instead I was going to get my friends together and do a podcast on it. And this is when the Ludicrous League podcast was born, and that was really fun to do, just to sit down and ramble for like an hour and a half with my closest friends about this movie that we all went to see about ponies. And it was a nice experience being able to actually do that with them and have them on the channel, considering how much Dibs does for me. She does like all the channel art, and Laura is another artist friend of mine who I'm thinking about getting involved with more stuff on the channel art-wise next or this year. 2018's already here, Dev. And Winter's just one of my really close friends, and so having all three of them there to do that with me was a really enjoyable experience. And there's a little bit of a sequel to that, but I'm going to get to that in a second. And to close off the year of evolution, we'll call it, was Month of Mary, and this was another original thing that I decided to do for December. And this one didn't quite go as good as Darktober did. I did have to move. I got the comic dub out on time, but I had to move the fanfic, I think, and no, or maybe it was just the review. I don't know. I had to move something around. I definitely had to move the review to New Year's Eve, because, you know, family stuff got in the way for Christmas, which is fine, because, you know, family's important. Family comes first. But I did have to move stuff. But I still got it out. I think it worked out fine. And, you know, it was the other thing, it was the second, you know, time that I did a holiday-based sort of series thing, special extravaganza, if you will. And there could be more of that in the future. So that's nice. Speaking of future content, let's talk about 2018 and all the shit that I want to try and do. So first things first, I want to try and make the Ludicrous League podcast a series. I want to hopefully get it out every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific. If I have to change that time to fit for all my friends, then I will. but I do want to give it its own channel and make its own series on it, because part of my problem with reviewing is that I just haven't been able to keep up with all the episodes. Can't do it. I don't have the way of being able to monitor, you know, I can't get a quick thoughts out every single time that, like, the day after a review comes out, because I'm in school and I'm doing other things. And, those take a long time to edit, usually, so I figured the best way to be consistent with the series was to make the podcast a weekly podcast, so I could review with my friends all the new episodes as they were coming out to be up to date with everything. And we're going to hopefully start this when Season 8 officially starts. We're not going to review any of the leaked stuff, because I know the huge fucking leak happened. We're not going to review that. We're going to wait until the official releases of the episodes come out, and that's where we're going to start the podcast. Whenever that happens is when it happens, and then whenever it starts, it starts. But I do want that to be a thing. I do plan on making that a thing with all my pals. When the channel's made, the channel is made, and I'll give you guys a link to go subscribe to it when I actually get it made, and have everybody else mod it, because we're all gonna be mods, yay! That's the plan, I hope. I hope we'll be able to actually do that, given that 2018 is gonna be also the year where I turn 18 and go do my own damn thing, and freak out about finishing senior year, which is gonna be really hard, probably, so, you know, we'll just have to see if the time works. Saturday's a good day. Most people are enjoying the Saturday off of all the shit that they've been doing. So it's a good day to put up something, so we'll see what happens. Future content. That's another thing that I'm thinking about doing. I have a lot of ideas for because the way that my schedule works is I put the review on the first Sunday, comic dubs on the second and third, and then some random thing on the fourth. Usually it's a fanfic reading or some other random thing, but I want to hopefully add more variety for that fourth Sunday and add more content on that Sunday. Fanfic readings already happen, so we don't gotta worry about that. Those usually go up there, but there's other stuff I want to try, one of which being music, because I do music. I've done music in the past. I want to do more of it if I can. So that'll be fun. I do want to try to start a new series for gaming stuff. I want to, you know, try to put out some gaming content on the channel, because I did want to try doing that at the beginning, but I didn't. Now I want to try it. So, gaming stuff, usually it probably won't be streams. It'll probably just be straight, maybe edited, maybe not, gameplay of any game. It can be a pony game, it can be any other kind of game. And I just want to see how that goes. I do have a couple games that I would like to hopefully make episodes on and put them out. But we'll see if the time for that comes, because gaming videos, editing-wise, take forever to make. Which is why I stopped doing the gaming channel, because I did have a gaming channel. It's dead now. I have gotten rid of it because I just couldn't keep up with it. But hopefully, just every now and again, I can put out a gaming video, and that'll be fun. Skits. Another thing I wanted to try doing. I do want to do more role-playing based stuff on the channel and have some skits in there, like Nova's Little Adventures and stuff like that. You got a little bit of a snippet of that in the Hearthstorming Tale review. I did do some skit stuff. I'm gonna hopefully just make actual videos that are solely skits. Maybe, hopefully, I kinda wanna try. Those take a shit ton of time to edit, though, so those probably won't be as common as anything else, which is sad, because I want them to be. But, I do want to try it. I do want to try to put those out there as well, just for fun. And I do hopefully want to lay off on the update videos. The reason I make all the update videos, though, is to make sure that when I make changes, you guys know what's going on. I don't like to leave you guys in the dark whenever I make any changes. But I realized when I was looking back on the channel that like half of my goddamn content is update videos, and that's not good. So, upon your guys' request, whether you want them or not, I will change how many of them I actually put up there. Like, if you guys are sick of them and you don't want them and you're okay with me not updating you on every cocking thing that I change, then I'll do less of them. If you guys are okay with them, I'll keep putting them up whenever I make those changes. But upon request, I may make fewer of them, just so 95% of my content isn't update videos. And collabs is a whole different territory. And I say that because I'm weird with collabs. I never like to ask for collabs. I only really do collabs if I'm asked to be in it. Not the other way around. I never like to ask, like, hey, I don't like to poke people. Ask that, like, you know, be like, hey, you want a collab? I don't like to do that. I never like to do that, because it's such a touchy thing, it seems, to be one of them smaller guys that pokes the bigger guys and wants to, you know, work with them. I don't like to do that. I prefer that they come to me. So I put this one as a question mark because I don't know what's going to happen this year in regards to collabs. I don't know if there's going to be more of them, if there's not going to be any of them. If they don't show up until a certain point of the year, like, I have no idea. I hope that I can do more of them. I want to branch out and do more and have some more people on the channel, but I don't really know if that will happen, given how much of a shy little piece of shit that I am. So, we'll find out about that, at least. I'm hoping that will be a thing. And that about covers it for the retrospective. That's just all the channel-based things that happened. A lot more happened in my personal life over the year, but we're not gonna include that, because whatever. Nobody gives a shit. But that's really just the stuff that important that happened this year, and next year I'm hoping it's gonna be a real hootenanny. I hope things really change and go the way that I hope that they will. Probably not. There might be some curveballs in there, but for the most part, I'm excited. I really hope that this year is a good year for everybody, and for me, and for other content creators who I know are going to look forward to seasons 8 and maybe 9 or maybe 10 or however many fucking episodes or seasons there's going to be. So, I guess with that said, I'm go now. And so with the music playing, I am Cavatina, and I will see you on the next Starry Night. Bye, guys! Roll trailer! Woo!